Hello and welcome to Round the Tits, Australia's #1 top surgery podcast. I'm your host, Gabriel Twist.
I'm Amber. I had nothing.
You weren't ready for Round the Tits.
We don't rehearse any of this, so like whatever you say is off the cuff. So it just I have to sit here and my brain's like, oh yes, I'm not medicated today, so it's like, how to take this one?
Which medications are you off?
Vyvanse, because I don't legally have it prescribed to me. Hopefully it's changing this week.
You want some meth?
No, your meth does the opposite to me.
Oh. So it just cranks you up.
Yeah.
Huh. It's still just so weird to me, because like I got a normal friend who like knows somebody else who's like got like a kind of me dose of ADHD. And so like I don't know, they were like, doing some kind of shenanigans and like, borrowed some of his pills and took like, I don't know, 15 milligrams or something and said it was almost like being on fucking MDMA.
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh. It is just like, imagine like, because there's not a lot of things that work like that, you know? It's not like there are people out there who can just smoke weed and then do a bunch of maths. Like there's not, like there's no one who can just drink a bunch and then drive better.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way with so many other things. Like I can't think of another one.
Yeah, because like Vyvanse is like focus for me.
Yeah.
So like,
well, it's like the slow release stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I think chemically it's fairly similar.
And if you have caffeine with it, you become God. You like vibrate so hard, you feel like you're vibrating through the floor. It's scary.
Huh.
Yeah, don't take caffeine if you're in Vyvanse.
That's weird. Because like I start my day with a multivitamin, a Barocca, like 10 milligrams of the finest government speed, and then a full mug of espresso. And I don't feel awake for about another hour.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah. Like that's just, and the problem is like, if I don't do all of that, like, yeah, there's kind of energy, but it's just like, most of the time I'll just stare at stuff. Because
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing with it,
Yeah, that's fair.
So this episode was called TV or Not TV, which is fucking quaint now when you look back on it.
I don't like when they do like Shakespeare references.
I feel like this feels like one of those episodes that like started with the pun, you know? Like there are so many, like that, it just used to be like that, at the turn of the millennium, where if you had a pun, congratulations, you've now got like a fucking children's program.
TV shows don't say the names of the episodes anymore. Some do. Very rarely, though.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, 'cause I do think about that a bit of like, okay, why... it took me a long time to know that other shows even had that. Because, like, Doctor Who did. Because they tell you, like, here's this episode. Oh, okay. But, like, then most of the time... Because, The Simpsons all have episode titles, and you just don't know what those are unless you've got the TV guide. Yeah. And even sometimes then it'll just be like, The Simpsons, yeah. And it's a shame, too, because some of them are like, one of my favorite fucking title gags is the Futurama episode Teenage Mutant Leela's Hurdles. Because
really
getting that to match up is like just that's an absolute masterpiece. So the first thing I wrote was just, well, this will be interesting. And I mean, I suppose in a way it was.
Yeah.
Starts out with the kids on the beach, and then in black and white on a TV that's on the beach that's being filmed.
Old TV. It's got knobs.
I know.
And then they all point the remotes at the TV, and then the TV explodes into clip art font of TV or Not TV. Yeah. And this is the clip art font, the extra ones you had to download.
You didn't just get this in, yeah. You couldn't just buy a CD of clip art fonts.
The thing that annoyed me about this was that this TV's too old. Remotes don't work on this TV.
Because I remember those old wood. It's wood paneled, and like some of those had like remotes, but they were wired.
Yeah,
and like these weren't.
Fucking wired remotes.
I know.
You at least used to like put a Velcro on the side of the TV and. Bless you.
Because I don't think I ever had a TV with a wired remote, but I had like, because like if you wanted like a second TV back in the day, someone would just be like, "Oh, I'm getting rid of a TV."
You want it?
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's like, yeah, I want a fucking TV in my room. so I can like not have to just be near my family while I'm smoking weed and watching Passions. And like I still it was one of these wood pan. It was like a bit of furniture. It was basically a desk with a screen on it, and good God Almighty, yeah, there's no remote for that. That's why I had it near my bed so I could reach it. And then because I couldn't be bothered turning around, I just watch it in the mirror on my fucking cupboard.
Fuck me. The mirror dimension.
And now it's just like, now I just have like a thin black thing that has infinite.
It's crazy because like it took me ages to get a TV in my room. I begged and I begged because like obviously back in the day, all TVs with video game systems were a fuck around. You had to plug the RF in. You had to tune it into the TV.
And some TVs, you just wouldn't get a good fucking tune no matter what you did.
And so it would be like, I want to play the Super Nintendo. Well, Dad wants to watch SBS. Okay, well, I can't have this on there. So I remember getting a TV, and it wasn't very big. It would have to be like 10 inches or something.
Yeah.
Tiny.
That is pretty small, actually. Because a lot of the time, like particularly by that kind of mid to late 90s stage, it was way cheaper to get like a second-hand junker than it was to try and get like a new, like a 10-inch TV, even a 10-inch. Like, because like a small, it was just like, that's more expensive. The smaller the technology got, it was fucking pricey.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it might have been a bit bigger. That's a long time ago.
But they did have some of those floating around. Like, I remember my parents had like, it was shaped like a fucking car stereo and legit had like a screen that was like maybe,
Jesus Christ,
yeah, it was completely black and white.
Yeah.
And it didn't even have channels. It just had a tuner.
Yeah, no, we had one of those, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was probably 15 to 20 inches. It was
Yeah,
probably
like
a
a small,
bit,
like one of the, because there was
the
the 30, which was kind of your standard.
Yeah.
And then you had some of the bigger ones, which were like your bit of furniture. And then you had like the slightly smaller ones around.
So I played most video games on a Nintendo 64 on this small screen. God, I loved it. So yeah, nowadays it's like, what's in my bedroom, a 65-inch TV, and it's just like the TV takes up most of the room.
I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens looking at me now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what makes these old things about like, oh, this newfangled TV is a distraction. It's just like, oh, isn't this cute? Like you'll go back and watch Videodrome occasionally and be like, oh, look out, cable TV's a bit nuts. And I'm like, this movie is like so right about everything, just not TV. Like if you just replace TV with internet, then Videodrome is basically a disturbingly accurate prediction of the world.
Dad's friend had a rear projection TV.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
And this thing was like 100 inches and weighed as much as the moon.
I know. And like, you're like, oh, wow, look at this. And then it's like, oh, yeah, this is just picking up, like, analog TV signals, none of which is widescreen, none of which is, like, anything above, like, P. It's blurry as shit, but it's huge. So,
that was the mark back then.
Yeah, no, my uncle had one in a classic case of, like, tradie got a good job. Let's, like, I'm like 25 and now have money and no responsibilities.
$3,000 TV.
Oh yeah, no, these things were not fucking cheap.
And like, how would you move it back then?
I don't know.
Because like nowadays, like delivery, pay $20, $50 and they'll deliver the giant TV straight to you.
Yeah, no, mine showed up at my house.
Yeah, because and like imagine those days. Do you have a ute? No. Get fucked.
No. Do you have a ute? And like, then you got to take this fucking thing on a ute, and that's not fun. Because, like, they're heavy as fuck, but they're also not braced very well. Because it's not a screen. It's a fucking... No, it's not like a CRT where there's, like, a big fucking hunk of solid glass in there. It's like, this is just, like, a fucking mat, basically. So it can warp. Like, this can go south quickly.
So, yeah, the episode starts off with the old school TV, and then, like, the kids are watching TV.
Yeah, cuts to the kids in the fucking, like, lighthouse, and they're all, trying to watch TV.
They're trying to watch different shows. Linda's trying to watch a reporter.
Yeah, it's like
doing
a
environmental stuff.
Knockoff of a current affair, basically.
Bronson's watching a detective show.
Which is a weird kind of like that's probably one of my biggest critique of the episode is like a lot of it I think stems from just a bad choice of the shows they were watching. Because like, it's like, okay, I get that Bronson might be into a detective show, but it's an odd, like there are a million shows you could have on that Bronson would be watching.
Yeah.
And then Pete's just watching what I think is like football or infomercial? Like, I don't know what
yeah.
like, what was the show exactly?
It was an AFLer shilling milk.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's it.
okay.
Like, these days, that's a YouTube channel or, like, a TikTok. You'd be like, all right, yeah, this is just some fucking dude influencer dressed in an Aussie Rolls outfit.
Fight milk.
Yeah. Pouring his fucking, unpasteurized milk down his fucking throat. Whereas, like, that's not a thing in old-fashioned television time.
No.
Like, because you were given maybe a half hour, and you had to have some kind of point. Like, you could have a show where you talked about football, but, like, you can't just walk around going, I do football and drinking milk.
So the kids are like keep changing channels, and then Tony walks in and he's like, like nothing compares to like being outside.
I beg to differ, Tony,
He's
but
like,
okay.
he's like lazy damn kids, get a job. So he turns the TV off.
Aren't you a sculptor? Like, that would just be my rejoinder to everything fucking Tony says.
Aren't you a sculptor?
You have no authority. You, like, sculpt.
You look like a lesbian in her 60s. You can see it, right?
God, I know. Who is a sculptor? Yeah, like a 60-year-old lesbian sculptor.
And so Tony's like, the stuff to do, we're going to Bigville to get the ultrasound. And Bigville. We've never come across Bigville.
Actually, let me look that up
don't think.
now. I know. I don't think so either, but like...
Because like Port Noranda is a real place. I don't know if it's actually called Port Noranda. Is it?
I don't know.
Let's have a look.
I'm pretty sure we looked this up once.
I think we did, but I can't remember. Port Noranda. It's fictional. Okay, it's fictional.
Bigville, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen wiki. All right, I'm guessing that's not... there's maybe a Bigville in Latvia or Lavita in Kazakhstan. Big Village in Eaton's Hill. That's in Australia, at least.
Apparently, there was a spin-off proposal of Smallville called Bigville. That's really funny. Anyway, so they're going to Bigville to get the ultrasound, and Tony's in the window and, talking to the kids. And then Nell fucking shows up.
Like, the thing is, Tony could have just, we're going to the city,
Yeah, but he's like, we're going to Bigville.
You had to make up a fucking place.
Bigville. And then Nell sticks her head in there, and she's like, Tony! They're selling the swamp!
Nell shows up like she's been in the show. Like, she has not... Fat Nell has done nothing for, like, 2 seasons or whatever. Like, however long she's been around. Like, fucking nothing. Like, she may as well have been a cardboard cutout.
And the funny thing is, like, everyone always used to listen to Nell.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, yeah, Nell, and everyone just kind of, like, blows her off.
That's because, like, wiry, thin goblin Nell, like, clearly, like, A, had some kind of, like, ancient wisdom about the town, and B, could probably kill you. Or at least poison you.
Yeah.
Or cast a curse on you.
This one likely lost a foot to diabetes.
She does look like she gets lost putting on a hat. Like, that's the problem is, like, she's got like soft, plump face.
Yeah.
And this, like, just a stare and a smile that just has nothing going on behind it.
She's Tony's secret lesbian lover.
Yeah. She's the, lesbian phys ed teacher.
So, yeah, she's, like, behind the swamp and, like, I can't even remember what Tony says.
Like, yeah, well,
something
I said
about,
almost...
like, he's going into town. He's got no time for this.
Yeah, he just doesn't have time for it.
And then he's like, Nell's like, yo, kids, what about the swamp? And they're like, oh, we gotta go.
I know, this is what I mean. Like, the whole thing felt like a parody of Nell. It's like, oh, here's a Nell problem. The swamp's getting bought. What swamp? That's never been brought up before. Like, it's just all this shit that has no, like, established, like, fucking existence within the show. And then everyone dismisses her. And it's like, man, you threw new Nell under the bus. You could have maybe gotten her to be interesting, or something. And instead, it's just like, fuck it.
So the kids go inside and they're all like kind of trying to make conversation.
Taking his remote.
Tony's taking the main remote, and they're all like, there's plenty of things to do. And Pete's like homework. Linda's like, I'm, TV's chewing gum for the eyes. I'm gonna get some real food. I'm gonna read a book. So she starts going up the stairs. I can't even remember what Bronson says. Something stupid. And Bronson looks at the TV, and then Pete looks at Bronson, and then Linda, like, looks at both of them, And Pete's like, I was just checking. No one's going for the TV. And Lynn's like, I'm checking on the checkup.
They're all just looking at an off TV.
Yeah. And they all go their separate ways. But they've all snuck remotes.
Yeah.
Why are there like 3 remotes in this house?
I don't know.
Because Tony, like, I think Pete sneaks
They're all
into
different remotes,
Tony's room or something.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Anyway, he finds a remote. He
Yeah,
comes
because
out.
we see Linda like with her own remote.
Yeah, and the
basically.
sky door opens, and
Yeah.
the medieval knight looking.
I know the
character is
pan-dimensional
there.
knight shows up and follows her downstairs for a bit.
And then like Linda's like, "Look,
Yeah.
who are you? Who's that?" And then they run away.
I know, like, again, like, I get being bored, but also if there were, like, just a dimension ghost in the house, that would be my focus.
Maybe
For,
more
like,
focus. On
I'd be
that.
like, yeah, we can watch TV later. Let's sort out what the fuck this is.
And they both notice they both have remotes, and they're like,
And then-
and then they hear the TV on downstairs.
Bronson's already sorted it.
So he's like, I was here first, and they start switching channels, and it's going again. The fucking same reports on. The same detective show and the fucking infomercial. I'm stuck on it.
Because it's not a show.
No, it's
not
just
a format that
footballer
exists.
going fucking grit, determination, milk.
You know, the sad part is like, Bronson was there first.
He was.
Like, this time, he's completely right. They were fucking around with Dimension Door, and
Back
Bronson...
in my day, if you
Yeah.
first, that's claim.
He was on the couch watching his fucking show,
Yep.
and he had his remote on, and it's like, you guys came in and tried to muscle him out of his fucking space. It's like, you were slow. He wasn't. That's what you get for fart arsing around.
So they keep arguing and switching channels until it devolves into just everyone mashing it.
Yeah.
TV explodes, and now they are the characters from the TV.
For zero explained reason.
0 reason.
Like, I am now missing the days when at least lightning would strike the fucking... because back in the day, it'd be like, someone would, like, cast a curse on them for wanting to just watch TV as opposed to help Nell, figure out what's going on with the swamp. Something like that would happen. Yeah. Lightning would strike the fucking thing and, like, make the TV magic.
Nowadays, it's just like everyone pressed the remote at the same time. Ooh.
It's just, yeah, fuck it. We're phoning this episode in.
So Linda becomes Mandy Moore, the reporter. Bronson becomes Jack Geddes, the detective. And Pete becomes Rick Rock, the AFL player.
Yeah.
And gosh, the next scene is a lot.
It's like it's another one of those things where the episode would have been better with a more sensible selection of TV characters to become. Cause like kind of the problem here is Bronson is a fictional character.
Yeah.
Whereas like the other two kids are not their TV shows aren't fictional characters. One's a fucking reporter who exists. It's not like it's some TV show about a fucking reporter, which it could have been if they wanted to fucking think about this for 5 seconds. And the other one is like a fucking professional athlete who also exists. Like the reality levels for this episode are completely fucking bonkered up. And it's not the core issue with it, but it makes everything that happens really kind of weird and pointless. If everyone was fictional,
Yeah.
it'd be like, all right, yeah, this makes sense. But then it's just like, no, there's like one made up character and then 2 just people who you can like see.
So Gribble's outside the lighthouse and he's filming something. And he's like, I'm proud to be standing in front of my lighthouse.
Then Matron goes,
It's
well,
like,
don't own it
to
yet.
make Gribble acres. And Matron's like, you can't say that. You don't actually own it yet. He's like, yet.
Gribble acres.
So they go to record again, and then like Bronson comes out as the PI and like starts shoving him and calling him fat man.
Yeah, and it's funny because like Gribble gets so butthurt at that.
He gets so upset, and then Linda comes out and starts quizzing him, and Pete comes out and is like, like no autographs.
I know, and it's kind of another issue too, because it's like there's like a detective and an investigative journalist.
That makes sense.
Who double, yeah, but like they also double up in a lot of ways,
It does.
But like then it's just like, oh yeah, and then football dude, yeah, who doesn't do any, who has no, it could have been like. There could have been a thematic connection at least, Like maybe have like Pete watching like a superhero character or like a Batman knockoff, who's also a detective. It's like, all right, we've got like, okay, there's like a fucking lineup here. We've got some coherence. Or they could have all been completely different, which would have also made sense. And so we've got like just 2 of the same person and then milk.
I love it because Bronson he starts shoving him more, and he goes, "Stop shoving me!" Then he's like fatso, and he goes, and he turns to Matron, and he goes, "They're calling me fat man,"
I know,
and his voice keeps like raising pitch.
He's very, very sensitive.
Yeah,
Very sensitive about this.
and they all leave, and Matron's like, "Calm down, it's okay, they've gone. Chin up."
Calm down. The 8-year-old who was bullying you has left. The 8-year-old who was successfully bullying you has left.
So the next scene is at a football game.
Yeah, and see, this is a problem, because now you need somewhere for football guy to be relevant, but also the fucking detective and the journalist are not relevant.
No.
Because why would they? So we just have this whole fucking sequence of an Aussie Rules game.
So Pete shows up and like gives the milk to Fiona and is like, hold that for me, babe, and goes up to the team. He's like, don't worry, the Rock is here. It's like, okay, Pete, you can't just walk onto a football field. I'm assuming you're not in the team. You can't just show up and be like, hey, guys.
Yeah, maybe the Port Noranda, school team is just like, if you're at the school, you can just show up on the day and fucking play or something.
I guess.
Like, I'd assume that their starting line is just so fucking weak that it's just like, oh, are you not 20 and in a uniform? All right, yeah, sure.
And their Port Noranda is playing against Bigville. So
you can't
they've just
introduce
created
the
city for purpose.
The frustrating thing is, a rival town of some description would fit the show quite well.
Where things also are weird.
Yeah. But then, you can't do that halfway through season 4, your final season. There's just like, oh yeah.
We know nothing but Port Noranda.
I know.
It's like a Twilight Zone thing where once you're there, you're there.
We're not allowed to leave. And then there's just Bigville all of a sudden. And all right. Do I hate Bigville? Are they jerks? I don't know.
And we get a montage of Pete doing AFL things. And my favorite part is Tiger has the ball and he bunts it because he's scared because he's like, "Ooh," and he bunts it. Pete catches it. Fucking Gribbs comes up to him, hits him on the back of the head and goes, "Idiot." And Tiger goes, "Oh." He makes this comical noise.
A really amazing upside the head slap. I laughed out loud. It's such a good...
Idiot.
Yeah, idiot. Smack. And it's the perfect kind of pitch of smack. And fucking Tiger sells it really fucking well. And for those who are unfamiliar, Aussie Rules has, you're not allowed to just pass the ball. Because, I don't know, that'd be too easy. You've got to you can hold it in one hand and then punch it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like a volleyball almost.
Yeah, there's a obviously not just belting it with knuckles. There's you do it with the sort of inner part of your fist or some shit.
Yeah.
But it's
bizarre.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's all right, I understand not allowed to touch it with your hands at all or shit like that. But then just who came up with this? Who was playing this and all right, well, just passing the ball to each other is bullshit. So we got to use this.
It's like Smash Brothers. They have to ban stages, so they're banning passing.
Yeah, passing was just too easy.
Yeah.
So now we've just got, you got to fist the ball, and that can go awry. So okay,
I guess.
And yeah.
So Pete's showing Gribbs up, and he's unhappy. So
because it's Aussie Rules, a lot of shots of Pete's grundle. Because there's just a lot of high kicking.
And
Gribbs, tiny shots.
Oof. Gribbs trips him. He falls over. Gribbs puts his foot on his back and he's like, "Ha ha!" And Pete kind of grabs him and flips him over.
Yeah.
And gets up and still wins. And everyone's celebrating. I don't like Snapper. I do not like Snapper. New Snapper is wrong.
He lacks the gravitas.
He wears the skin of old Snapper. I do not like him. Meanwhile, Linda and Bronson have shown up. And they're kind of pushing Snapper on Gribble Acres. Because apparently he's invested money in it. So Snapper gets kind of flustered and runs away, saying he needs to speak to his lawyer. They're all cheering, and then
he tries to chat up Fiona, and she's a greasy adult footballer, which just doesn't work.
And she pours the milk on his head.
Yeah. And then the bullies chase Pete off because winning sucks if you're not doing it.
Then do we get the swamp scene next?
Yeah, cut to the swamp.
Because Bronson's at the swamp, and that's
they
the
keep
site.
mentioning that Bronson's hands are in his pockets as well.
That's the site of Gribble Acres. Yeah, because it used to be an old thing where it's old people were they didn't like young children with hands in their pockets. I don't know why.
I didn't know that. Because that's where the devil lives.
Yeah, no, it was. I read it in a lot of books and stuff, you know. Of
That is
kids with
insane.
hands in their pockets being nasty little creatures.
You got your hands in your pockets. You like playing with yourself.
Probably, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you're jerking off. In my mind, that's just what every child's doing constantly if their hands aren't visible. I need to basically have a child in a burqa that only exposes their hands and their genitals. That way I know they're not up to any kind of mischief. I'm from the 40s. People should listen to me.
And matron shows up with a compass and a hammer, and she kind of like moves the zoning peg.
Yeah, she's like kind of trying to shift the property lines or something.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why. Like, it's one of those things where, like, is she trying to get someone to build on property they don't own so they can then, like, claim some of it? Or is she trying to make it... Because, like, you can do that, but then, you know, if you build your shit on someone else's stuff, someone might find that out eventually.
Yeah.
And then you're just in trouble. Like, it's not
None
like
of
that.
it is established or talked about.
I will say, though, pairing Bronson's gumshoe with, like, sneaky backroom land deals is incredibly on fucking point.
It was good.
Because that's the classic, I don't know how, but that's the
Matron
classic
kept
gumshoe
going,
thing.
making excuses up that were very bad. It's like, you know, why have you got a compass? She's like, oh, it's my orienteering night every Tuesday. And he's like, it's Saturday, ma'am.
How do you not lie to a child? You know, how are you
Right?
bad at lying to a fucking child?
Also, I just go, you're a child. I'm not answering you.
Yeah. What are you doing with all that stuff? Do you even know what surveying is?
And Linda shows up and, like, as Matron gets in a car and was like, you know, are you doing illegal things with the swamp? Yes or yes. And then she, like, just drives away and splashes Bronson with mud. And then
That's the thing, too, is like Pete gets covered in mud, Bronson gets covered in mud, and then Linda doesn't. It's like,
and then
are we doing
go
this or
back to
not?
the lighthouse, and Gribble's still there filming. And
I feel like it should be called Gribble Village. Gribble Acres just doesn't
that's
ring
not
right.
good. So Linda comes up and starts like really pushing him, and the guy filming is like, "Oh, this is like fire. Let's film this." And
Which is weird because like, aren't
isn't
you
he the one
hired
being
by
paid
Gribble?
by Gribble
Yeah.
to film it?
It's like you're not. You know, like again, this would make more sense if it were like in the YouTube age. And it's just like, I've got this YouTuber here, and like they don't care, they just want views. So if someone walks up and starts like making Gribble's life hell, yeah, great. That's fantastic content. I was just gonna film Gribble talking about Gribble Acres, and that's dumb, but like he gave me $50, so okay. And now something interesting's happening, and I can use this to get popular. And instead, it's like you're an employee. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna film Gribble, like the guy who paid me to film his like fucking ad, get like bothered, and then I'm gonna do what with this footage?
It's weird. And then like the cameraman's like, you know, if you tell me who's who, I'll give you tickets to the TV award shows. And it's like,
Yeah, because like Nell rolls up, and
Yeah.
then, you know, yeah, like,
no, she's been sitting there the whole time.
oh yeah, that's
She's
right.
just like she's watching to make sure, I guess, Gribble doesn't do anything stupid. And then we get such a slapstick
It
occurrence.
turns into a vaudeville bit, and I don't
Yeah.
know why.
So like it's fast forwarded like 1.5 times.
Yeah, and Nell's explaining that
She's
like
narrating.
Gribble is doing something, then like the kids are questioning him and chase him around.
And then
Pete
the
and the
football
football team
team
show
show up
up.
chasing Pete.
Yeah.
And they all want their money back. They've all spotted Gribble, and now they all want their money back from because like Snap was there to get his money back with a lawyer who had a writ.
I didn't even see Snap. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Nell said that. She's like, here, you know, comes Mr. Snapper, and you know he wants his money back.
Okay.
Who's followed by his what appears to be his lawyer holding a writ. And then the football team, and now they've all spotted Gribble, and they all want their money back.
Everyone was chasing Gribble. It looked like fun. I, just
Yeah.
join in.
And then
Why are we all chasing this fat man?
And then the twists go in the lighthouse, and the characters are all like, oh, how are we going to get out of this mess? You know, what are we going to do? And they all click the TV. And then the characters appear.
Yeah, and this is, again, it
This
just
is
gets...
weird.
I know. It's like, this feels like two separate ideas glued together awkwardly.
Because, like, I actually missed... I missed this part. I think my brain, like, blanked out because it was so stupid.
It's like... bloop.
Because, like, the next thing I knew, the kids were in the TV.
Yeah.
So, because, like, did the characters have their own remotes?
I don't know. Like, again, that's the thing. Like, stuff just happens.
Yeah, so like the kids got put in the TV and the character was like, we're free, it's real, the food's real, we're free, finally, we can do what I want. And it's like, excuse me?
I know.
You're a reporter and you're an AFL star. You're a TV actor.
You're real people.
Like,
yeah. I can understand the character of the detective.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he's made up.
Yeah.
Well, see, this is what I mean about reality levels. Like, you know, if you imagine, like, a cornfield that you can walk through, right? That's real. And then there's, like, a cornfield for, like, you know, the one from, like, North by Northwest where he's, like, getting shot up by the fucking...
Yeah.
That was a fake cornfield.
Yeah.
But it was made to look real. And then you imagine, like, a shitty painted cornfield backdrop at, like, a kid's fucking... You know, and they're all fake.
Yeah.
But they're fake in different ways. And that's where this is just fucking baffling.
Because they're in this TV, and they're like, oh, it's still home, right? And they open the fridge and all the food's plastic.
Yeah.
There's no outside. And then they find out they're in a TV studio.
Which would have, again, fit an awful lot better if all the characters had been fictional characters. Like if one of them was like a journalist character, like a teen girl journalist that Linda loves and watches.
Yeah.
And, you know, like Pete watches some kind of fucking superhero show.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Easy.
And they have call people, like calling for the actors to do the thing, and the kids are like, oh, you know, they're not here, they've escaped. And they're like, they can't live in the real world. And it's like, excuse me?
Yeah, like, and it's kind of like a joke about celebrities not being able to function outside of, like, their little bubble and all. And it's like, okay, again, though, if you'd organize this better, one of these ideas would have worked.
Why are we in the TV dimension?
Yeah, I know. Because, like, that's, yeah, you didn't get sucked into, like, a fake dimension. You got transported to a fucking TV studio in, like, Melbourne.
Yeah.
And, like, that's just, you're not in the TV. That's just a teleporter.
And so the kids are like, we gotta get out of this, you know, maybe find some remotes and get out of here. And so exploring the TV.
Or we'll live here forever.
And because they're like, what happens if we don't? And they're like, well, this is our new family. And it pans around to like the people working in the studio, and they're all disgusted. And it's like, what do these people do to you?
One dude walks by, just
He
smiles
and waves, and it's like, this could be lovely people.
Yeah, weirdly happy grip.
You're judging the gripper? Man, that's sad.
But like, that's... Again, that's not your new home and your new family. You can call your dad.
You exist.
Yeah, like, this doesn't make sense.
So the kids are... So walking around the studio, they eventually find out things about each of their heroes. Because like Bronson finds out that he thinks, oh, this is Jack Geddes, this guy lying down. No, it's a stuntman.
Yeah.
Who does the stunts, and he explains, oh, every time you see Jack get hurt or do this, I make it real. You know, he's actually a wuss. He does the walk and talks, and then shows Bronson all the stunts. And Bronson's like, oh, I can't wait to tell everyone. He's like, no, you can't. I'll lose my job.
I do love
and
that he
that doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no.
That's a known job.
Yeah. And again, it doesn't... You've chosen the wrong things for this story. It doesn't fucking fit. I do love, though, when he just says, yeah, I'm Jack Stuntman, watch. And then he just runs and just flying face dives into the wall behind him.
Just breaks the drywall.
Yeah, but like, it's like a star jump. It's just the weirdest. It's not like he got thrown through, like, no, you know, you might imagine like that, like, shoulder roll where you get hurled through like
it was like the Juggernaut just fucking...
Yeah, just like... It's like, all right, that's...
Linda goes to an editing room, and the guy mistakes her for the media student. And she's like, oh, Mary Moore. And he's like, oh, you like her. It's like, you know.
I know that's the thing. The guy mistakes her for like a media studies student because they're not in the TV. This isn't how this works. You haven't been sucked into the television dimension.
And the guy's like, you know, she's not really a hero. And she's like, I saw her at an orphanage shave. It's like, no, you didn't. This is what happened. And he's like, the crew went there and filmed. She was in the studio. So she's never left the studio. No, you've just passed media studies. I was like, God, what do you need to get a certification around here? Good job.
Oh, I mean, I do love that she's never left the studio. Because, like, it kind of, the way the rest of the show's set up, it kind of feels like, yeah, she was, like, born there.
Yeah.
And just actually hasn't been outside.
Created in the laboratory for media.
I mean, some of those are current affair women do look like that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will say, this is like, yeah, you're not like, I don't think you're a real human.
And then Pete finds a lady who is autographing the AFL's signed photos, and he's like, oh, I thought he signed it himself. She's like, I'm like, you're here to work, not like talk.
Yeah. Your what is it? Work experience, which means I experience you working, which was actually a solid line.
And then she's like, you take these upstairs and tell them to stop sending down milk. Rick like hates the stuff and it makes his rug itch. He's like, he wears a wig. For some reason my brain went just pubes. I don't know why. Yeah, I can see that. But like
when you said wig, I was like, oh,
okay,
yeah, no,
so
that's
you've
what that
created
is,
a
an
TV
idiot.
character to be an AFL star that sells milk?
Yeah, like, because like Pete seems to have absorbed legitimate AFL skills from him.
Yeah.
So like he had to have been an
Maybe
actual.
it's just confidence.
I don't know, man. Like, I've seen some confident people fuck up some basic shit, like especially when it comes to athletics. That's one of those rubber meets the road zones where it's like, I'm confident, all right, but
I love it because when everyone says, watch this in a confident voice, it's going to go fuck us wrong.
Check this out. Okie dokie. Look, just don't die because otherwise I can't laugh. And if I do laugh, I'll feel guilty.
Yeah. So they find out all their heroes are like fakes. And so they decide to run a little like they set up their own TV camera with TV or not TV in the background.
This was where I've written Bronson gets invited to Epstein's Island and I can't remember why. Oh, because I forgot another bit. When they got zapped into the TV, they had like a Dragon Ball Z battle with the fucking remotes with the TV characters. And I forgot
that's
about
the part
that.
I missed. Yeah, okay.
No, I understand now why you blacked out. That's like, I remember because like it's a legit Dragon. Like they do a beam fucking clash.
I'm absolutely.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
All right, no, fuck you. We're going back and watching that. Like, no, bring it up now because I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
No, I believe you. I literally blanked out.
I didn't realize that was the part you were talking about because I was reading my fucking notes and then I was just like, beam battle? What? Oh, yeah. Yep. There we go.
Oh, holy shit.
I'm not, no. Like,
no, I believe you, but like.
I don't know, because the TV people have their own remotes. Again, none of this, you need to do this shit, like, in a way that, like...
Oh, yeah, so, like, the TV personalities have red beams, and then the kids have blue beams.
Yeah, and then it's a legit, like, fucking... Yeah, it's a Dragon Ball fucking beam struggle. And I don't know why that's occurring. And you could have done this, like, all the things that you wanted to have happen in this episode, it's not like you've... Like, it's an impossible task to accomplish, but you've just picked the wrong fucking shit for it. Again, like, you've just been teleported to a fucking... to Melbourne.
Yeah. So the kids run a thing on the TV to get the attention of the characters, and they're like, going to expose them. And they're like, "Oh, we'll just turn you off for good." And they're like, "Well, we've taped it, like, so it's going to run regardless." So they're like, "Oh, fine, okay."
And the celebrities didn't like it outside because everyone wasn't fawning all over them.
Yeah. So they swapped back, and then for some reason they were like, we're going to turn you off for good from the inside the TV. And it's like, couldn't you have done this all along?
Yeah, or like, why is this a thing now?
So, like, the kids are scared, and they're like, no, please don't do this. And, like, so Tony walks in, and he gets upset the kids have been watching TV. And he turns off the TV. And they're all, like, happy. And I called this fucking part in my mind.
I know, yeah, you suddenly start shouting, and I don't know, I didn't know
yeah,
why.
I'm like, I know what's going to fucking happen. And... Faye like strides in and throws in a videotape of the ultrasound, and Linda and Pete and Bronson are like, no, and fucking turns on with the remote, and they all turn into babies.
Yeah, but not like they didn't turn into babies in a way where it would make sense, and it was like just a bunch of babies.
No,
it was like just all of them dressed in baby gear, like
diapers and bonnets.
Yeah, like another bizarre fetish moment, which is just all this series manages to do. Really,
I'm getting a picture of Snapper. No. Because he was the director of the original Snapper. I don't actually think he directed this season.
He had better things to do.
Esben Storm. He was a storm chaser. So, like, I know it because there was a shot in the opening sequence of them as
Yeah.
babies. And I look at the episode list, nothing mentioned fucking babies. And I'm glad we don't have a full episode based on this.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
This is the best outcome because I don't need
a whole episode of them doing baby
of Tony
versions.
shitting himself.
Yeah.
Because I'm good.
Or just also them doing baby talk.
Oh,
That would have been genuinely painful to have to sit through. Like, in my version of this show, they would have all been fetuses. Just blobs on the ground.
I mean, that would
shivering.
make sense because it's an ultrasound video.
Or you know, it would have been just just babies, like just regular fucking like here's some babies, but like this one's got Tony's hair for some reason.
That would have been better.
Yeah, you know, put a wig on them. Babies in wigs. You know,
When will you wear wigs? And that ends the fucking episode. And I'm sitting here going, this was awful.
it was just vomit. Because like there's no like motivating point or
There's
threat.
inconsistency in episodes this season of like quality. This sucked.
Because like there's no motivating reason for anything to occur. What are the powers? You know, like this is the problem when you don't have lightning strike your TV. Is it's just like the TV people are back in the TV and now they're going to hurt me again. How? They're going to turn the fucking TV off? I'm not in TV land. That's not how this works. If they got teleported to a TV version of The Lighthouse and they opened the door and it was a void, that would have made more sense. That would have been actually kind of interesting. If you wanted to do something meta, that's possible too, but also then you can't be like, oh, we're stuck here living with like, you know, Derek the overly friendly grip. Because that's not a problem. If you've been all fictional characters or all real characters.
It was odd.
Revealing that stuntmen exist is not like a thing.
Shocking revelation.
Yeah, like it would have been better if it were like a pro wrestler. Because that would have, you could have lent into that. You know, don't tell anyone I'm actually like really, you know, soft and gentle and don't like being hurt.
Yeah.
You know, could have absolutely pulled it off with that. This was like just 14 ideas happening at once and nobody around to go, why? No, why? I suppose though, at a certain point. I mean, really though, come on. Like, it takes me a second. It takes me a fucking second to fix this shit. Like, just have Pete's dude be like a superhero. And have him like, you know, rather than just, oh yeah, let's watch Pete fucking, you know, doing football for a minute. You could have him do, you know, astounding physical feats.
I feel like...
Pete feats.
Never ready. I feel... there might have been...
Pete is spelled E-E-T and feet is spelled F-E-T-E.
Shut up. I feel that time and budgets were weird for this season.
Probably, yeah.
And it didn't get renewed. So, like, who knows?
I mean, the weird thing is, though, again, like, you know, how many years were there between seasons? It was like 3 or 4 or some shit.
It was a big gap.
It's like when they tell me, like, fucking Venture Brothers is cancelled, and it's like, are you sure? Because sometimes there'd just be 6 years between seasons. And everyone was just like, that was like, yeah, that's just how this show works.
That's how it goes. Right? It'll just
Like,
come someday.
I watched the first season of that when I was still smoking weed. That was 23 years ago. I watched the first season of that. And I was like, I'm going to get high and watch this show. And the thing about the first season of Venture Brothers is it's pretty fucking boring. There are some good bits, but that's a show that needs like an incredibly densely layered, you know, reality and character structure.
Yeah.
Because it gets better once it's got all that. But like that first season, you're just like, this isn't just a fucking parody of Hanna-Barbera that I was expecting.
No.
That was 23 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not cancelled. For all I know, it's going to come back on when I'm 80.
Oh, The Love Boat was never canceled. They still film occasional episodes in my basement with singles from the air. That's one of my favoriteest things from Scrubs fucking ever. God.
Singles from my area.
From my local area. It's like...
Well, Amber, now we have the hard part. Ever felt like this? Ever met any TV stars? If you had to get sucked into a show, which one? Ever had any seriously faulty electronics? And lastly, ever been to a swamp? Oh shit. Ever met any local TV?
Not
Kinda, you know, like maybe like a
not local, but like I was helping out at Supernova one year. Supernova is an Australian like pop culture convention.
Yeah.
And the dad from Smallville was there. He was walking around before
that
the
guy.
setup. Yeah, he fucking, I don't know why he had a lightsaber. And he was just walking around with the lightsaber, swinging it around.
You know what? Good. I'm glad he was having fun.
Yeah, and like I talked to him for a little bit. That was cool. That's probably it.
That counts.
I think, yeah, that's.
I did meet some dude from like, oh yeah, because actually now if I think back to the old.
Oh wait, one more. TV's aggro. For some reason.
All right, the way you said TV's aggro, like I'm gonna mistake him for some other form of aggro, hit me in the head like a smack to the back of Tiger.
Yeah, Jamie Dunn.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was at his house one time.
Is he alive?
I don't know these days, but yeah, like Dad. I think Dad might have been into photography for him or something.
Huh.
Dad knew a lot of people. It's weird. But yeah, I remember being in his house.
That's wild.
I can't remember anything about it, but I remember.
Do you remember Boris's Breakfast Club?
No.
Look that up because that's pre-aggro. I met Boris.
You met Boris?
Yeah, and he was just like, I think he was like a knight for some reason. You know, the internal logic for that just made no fucking sense.
Oh.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, that was what we had before aggro.
That's bleak.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's fucking bleak.
Because it's just a guy.
It's a guy wearing like a black suit that they've painted the knight armor on.
Yeah.
This headshot on Google is one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen.
Honestly, like, it's weird because, like, I've kind of just... I don't remember the face. That is really fucking weird. I don't know how that was a show.
Jamie Dunn's still alive.
Oh, that's good. Like, why a knight that's got his face painted like that? Why does he have a breakfast club? I don't, like... How do you have these ideas? Like, I think my brain is just so hardwired to look for internal logic that, like, I don't think I could come up with this. You know? Oh, yeah, it's a sandwich that runs a drive-through. There you go. Fucking, I don't know.
I miss when puppets were big. What a time.
Because I've met some of the people from The Chaser.
Oh, yeah.
I met Simon Baker once.
Oh.
He's really, really, really tiny.
Oh.
Like, I mean, fucking tiny. Like, I could probably just grab him by the waist, lift him over my head, and throw him, like, that kind of height.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like, it really does, it kind of fucks with your head a little bit, because, you know, particularly when you grew up like I did, where I was, like, fucking tiny until I was, like, 22, you know? Like, everyone on TV looks huge. And that's, you know, it's by design.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah, it's fine. And then you find out just fucking how tiny a lot of these people are. Like, even pro wrestlers and shit. Like, you know, I'm like an inch taller than Kurt Angle. Oh, yeah. And to me, he was always just like a monster.
He's huge, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, he's obviously a fucking giant. You know? I mean, it's like, all right, Rey Mysterio's 5'4", like, but that's, you know, we weren't pretending otherwise. I was like, yeah, no, so many of them are like just half people to me. Just like, look at you all the way down there. How do you do anything? How do you accomplish tasks at this height? I'm just not even sure. God, what else? I apparently, like, I didn't, like, meet him, but I saw him. Like, a friend of mine worked at a cafe in, like, the, you know, sort of rich corner of Fortitude Valley. And, like, I don't know, one of the guys from, like, I think the Great Southeast or some shit. You know, yeah, it was, like, real, like, peak meaningless local celebrity sort of deal, you know, not like someone who has who can act and has an actual acting career, just someone who was in front of a camera on like, you know, Channel 7 on Sunday afternoons, you know. I
worked with a guy at Castrovers who was an extra in Ocean Girl.
Fucking
that was a bad day for him when I found that out.
Oh God, yeah, because like I'm fucking well.
He was like, "Please do not tell anyone." I told everyone.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but no. Like, why did you fucking...
I found the clip on YouTube, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
it's you.
If you tell me, okay, I'm going to tell you this, but you can't tell anybody, and then I agree, okay. But if you tell me and then tell me afterward, sorry, no. We have not... There is no contract here,
cannot
sir.
adhere to that.
It's like it's already happening.
Oh shit!
My hands are like typing into my. I'm making eye contact with you, and I'm already writing. Extra in Ocean Girl. You can see his face.
Yeah.
I'm still annoyed you got to meet Aggro, and I had to meet Boris. That's that's a bum deal. Yeah, Aggro is cool.
Yeah.
Boris is just what the fuck. I urge you to look him up if you're listening to this, because, yeah, you'll get an idea of just, like, we just used to paint people and let them be near kids, and I think that is probably, probably a good idea that stopped. I'm not saying Boris, like, touched me, but, like, when you look at him, if you look at him now, and I'm looking at him,
He looks like a toucher.
Well, I just, like, God, I wouldn't put my kids near that.
No.
Like, but, like, yeah, all right, yeah, he seems okay. It's like, all right, your fingers, you just walk it off. That was just how it was back in that, like, kind of tail end of the 70s and the early 80s, where it was just that, like, yeah, you just kind of, you'll be right. Just don't go near him again. I think that's about it. Apparently the local TV star was, like, a prat, which is sort of weird.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a measurable talent. Why are you doing this?
It's just, it's the boots too big thing. It's like, I'm on TV.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, cool. Like, awesome.
Yeah, surely you must know, though, like, if you were super nice, that might help you. Even if you just fake it, that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to actually, like, give a shit about anything going on around you, but, like, you could not act like a fucking schlong. Like, who the fuck are you?
Great Southeast.
Yeah, like, it was legit.
That's a
like,
fucking joke.
Like, I can't remember if it was Great South. It was one of those shows, though. It was just one of those, here's, like, 5 people, and one of them talks about, like, gardening, and one of them, like, talks about some other shit.
If someone came up to me and was like, oh, yeah, I'm on TV. I'm like, oh, cool. What program? And they said, like, The Great Southeast. I'd be like, oh, that's nice. Yeah. Like, I don't know what to fucking say. Oh, there is another one. When I used to live at Nunda, I was getting my mail, and I started, like, a guy noticed me because I was wearing my, like, video game shirt.
Was this back when you looked like Keanu Reeves?
A little. When I worked at the game store, and the guy saw my uniform, and he started talking to me. He's like, oh, I love video games. I'd love to work at a video game store. And I'm like, oh, what do you do? He's like, I'm a magician on TV. And I was just like, you want to work in a fucking game store. You're a TV magician.
Yeah, like, that's better.
No. You don't get to say that. You don't get to say that you'd rather have my shitty life.
That feels like you swap roles kind of bit, Yeah, you'd be a great TV magician. You can just cheat. You just edit. It's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to fucking actually be good at anything.
But yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know what he was on. He told me, but I forgot. Like, I was on a lot of drugs at that point.
I'm trying to think of, like, I mean, it had to have been like a kid's thing.
It was a kid's
or
show,
something,
yeah.
Because about the only other thing I can think of is The Amazing Jonathan. And while it wouldn't surprise me that The Amazing Jonathan was just living in, like, a fucking flat in Nunda for some reason, it was 100% not The Amazing Jonathan.
I'm going to look up. I don't know what that is.
He was a comedy magician.
No, that's not him.
Yeah, no. But he was a decent one, he was on Hey It's Saturday a lot.
Yeah.
Like, so he was one of those ones that, like, like, that'll happen. You'll get, like, foreigners that just, take off, weren't really doing anything in Australia and then take off in the States. Bill Hicks was big in, the UK, even though, like, starved for attention in the US. Like, I mean, Amazing Jonathan was big here. I remember that. There's a few others that would show up on, like, Good Newsweek and shit who were, like, not exactly what you'd call fucking killing it in the US, but then, like, huge here. I'd have been really impressed if it was The Amazing Jonathan. And again, him on drugs living in Nunda in, like, I don't know, what, the late 2000s. Not outside the realm of possibility.
It was definitely not him.
I'm kind of curious now because if we can zero in on the year, we might be able to.
I had a quick search. I couldn't see anything. For all I know, it could have been on public access. I don't fucking know.
He might have just been fucking lying.
That too.
Like, he might have just been fucked up and just been like, I do magic on TV. Okie dokie.
Fucking goes into his room, injects heroin, and is like,
Just goes, yeah, watch this magic trick. And then just rips his thumb off as opposed to doing the fucking bit. Just
yeah.
bleeding everywhere.
All right, next question.
If you had to get sucked into a show, which one?
Oh, shit. Fuck, that's a tough choice.
I know, because this isn't like, you know...
Because, like, am I staying there? Am I in this world for good?
Let's say yes.
Okay.
Let's say, so, because it's also, it's like, it's not like you just get to say, well, I want to be Batman, because that's not how this works. This is you, but you get sucked into some kind of, like, fucking TV show.
Do I inherit the properties of the world? Like, for example, if everyone has powers in this world, do I get powers too?
I think that's fair.
Okay.
I think that's fair. I think if it's a situation where everyone gets them, I think that's... that's fairly valid. I think even if it's a situation where, like, there's just a lot of, like, superpowered people, like an X-Men situation, I don't think it's unfair to say, all right, yeah, you can get the X genes doing something. It's like, all right.
Fuck. I mean, like, I wouldn't want to be an X-Men just to segue from that because, like, I am transgender and a mutant. That would not go down well.
Your mutant ability is just to swap gender, but, like, you don't really want to go back, so it's just sort of useless.
There is a show.
Your mutant ability is you're a cisgender transgender.
There is a show on Disney. What was it called? I gotta look it up.
Because I'm gonna, like, I'll just go with one of the Star Treks. Because I like the idea of just a universe I could comfortably exist without being bothered. And I love the idea of a replicator. Because I can just be like, all right, what else can I get out of this thing here? Like, will it, if I jailbreak my replicator, can I get it to make human meat?
Okay, there was a show called Extraordinary.
That rings a bell.
And it's a British comedy show. And everyone has powers. The main girl doesn't. And it's about her journey to try to...
Right, yeah,
try to
that's
get
right.
powers.
Yeah, you were talking
really
about
fucking good. Apparently has a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That's insane.
That's one of those situations where, like, it's either really good or it's like some deeply obscure thing that one person has reviewed.
Yeah.
And I feel like I feel like more people have to know about this than, like, some bizarre fucking...
It's got 7.7 rating on IMDb with 20,000 reviews.
All right, yeah, so it's probably just a good show then.
So yeah, because just everyone has powers. It's not a fucked up world. People aren't like superheroes and villains or anything. It's just like the normal world, but you have cool powers. One dude has a power when he touches people, they instantly jizz. It's very funny.
That's one of those ones where, like, that's
shit, the show actually got cancelled. Oh, that sucks.
Like, did it get to resolve at least?
No.
Oh, really?
Season 2 had a major cliffhanger.
Ah, God damn it. You never know, though. Stuff comes back these days. It's nice.
It was really rated positive, too. That's crazy.
What was it on?
It was on Disney. It's on Disney Plus.
Huh.
That's crazy. That would be a good candidate for me, I think, because, like, powers are cool. Scrubs, so I could punch JD in the face.
Why specifically?
We rewatched that show recently, and JD is such an unlikable bitch-made character. Because he's supposed to be really parts of him are supposed to be related, but he's such a bad person. Elliot is too.
Yeah,
like they're awful.
I think that's the thing of, like, you're watching people mature.
Absolutely, like, they do.
You're just watching a selfish, weird little, in his own head twerp. And he like I think that's another problem. He radiates twerp energy. You just want to flick him.
Because, like, all the other shows that are cool and stuff, it's like, would I want to be in a Marvel show? No, because that world's fucked up and I could die by Chitauri.
Yeah,
just invading New York. Like, that's... I'm a small blip.
It's also just fundamentally too similar to here. It'd just be like Brisbane, but some other shit happens sometimes.
Futurama would be fun and horrifying.
Yeah. See, I do like the idea of the future, but then, like... Futurama is that kind of the future that's a little more dystopian. That's where I'm just like, no, I'm settling in on Star Trek.
Star Trek's good.
I could have a flat, choice. I could have a fucking replicator, and then I could just be left to my own devices. And that's my dream. I just want to mind my business and like fucking, maybe like look at shit, just travel about. I don't really want to join Starfleet. That just seems like a whole fucking thing.
Just being one of the weird peaceful planets. That question's really hard there.
It's a toughie. There's a little more to it than just like, what superpower would you like?
Yeah.
Have you ever had any seriously faulty electronics? Like anything that's ever fucking, popped or burnt or... stuff gonna explode?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess by proxy, working at cash converters.
Let's see if this works.
'Cause 100%. Working in the storeroom, you have to test things, make sure they work. Clean them up, get them ready for sale. And at one point, so like a lot goes into cash converters retail than you think, because the thing is, right? If people aren't bringing things in to sell to you, you've got nothing to sell back. So they're periods of the year where, low sales. So cash converters actually has a few different avenues they do to collect stuff. They have wholesalers. Like, for example, cash converters sells music gear. So there's wholesalers who sell brand new guitars and stuff. And cash converters will buy those and resell them.
Right.
There was an initiative our store did, I think some other stores did too, where we bought bulk goods from Big W, Kmart, all that sort of shit. And by this, what I mean is, if you buy something from Kmart and you don't like it and you bring it back and go, hey, it's faulty, generally a lot of people don't test shit. It's not worth their time. It's not worth their pay grade. It's not worth, like, the company might have paid 5 cents for it. Who fucking knows? So it gets tagged as faulty, gets thrown in a bin, and it gets sent to a warehouse.
Right.
These get sold. All these items get sold in bulk if they're not worth sending back to wherever they came from. So we buy shitloads of stuff that has been returned, faulty and stuff. A lot of it just works. A lot of it has no issues with it. So it was really good. I plugged in a set of fairy lights and turned them on, and it zapped me and threw me against the wall. And like my hand burst open where the lightning went through my veins. And I was bleeding, and I was like, that was an experience.
Sucked. Yeah,
that did suck. I was just like, can I go home?
Yeah. Hey, I was just briefly hooked to the mains. Can I leave? I'm kind of done for the day.
See, that was probably the most faulty.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm surprised you didn't get fairy light powers. You fruit.
Yeah. A twinkle like spark, like fucking Twilight.
I turned on a vacuum cleaner once, and it just like, there was like that classic like on it, and then just a fire. And this was in the lounge room when I was 10, and I just wasn't ready for that.
No.
Like, so I'm just like, because I know that, like, because I switched it off at the point and shit, but I'm like, okay, is it still somehow alive because the fucking electricity's fucked? What am I supposed to do with, like, the mild fire? It's on the vacuum, but, like, it might touch the carpet. I don't know. I just remember that like just scared the bejesus out of me. Because it was like, there's just electricity and fire.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like you don't expect that to happen.
Yeah,
electronic goods are our friends.
Yeah.
You turn it on and they're good.
Electricity is like, that's a powerful god to be invoking. You treat it right, otherwise, yeah, you know. I mean, I remember touching the electric fence, and that hurt. And that's just there. Like, granted, it was for a bull, but still, you know, it's not like mains just fucking going through it. I mean, I don't know if it's enough to kill, but it will fucking hurt. You know, it's gonna fucking.
I think you'd have to hold it for a very long
Yeah.
time for it to
Because
do
my arm went like
damage.
it just went between and just shot right like up in the other direction. I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, don't monkey with that. Imagine being around that period where like working out electricity and shit. What does this do? Just ow. Yeah, look, if I put a bit in a frog, it makes it jump. Okay. That's interesting. And last question. Ever been to a swamp?
Yes.
What was it like?
Swampy. Been to wetlands. Like that's technically a swamp.
Yeah, well, I mean, like there was similar. There was like a swamp / mud flats down the back of like my grandma's house. If we walked along, it was near where I fucking touched the electric fence actually, and like the mud there is like I think it's like fucking, you know, magic science mud. You know, it's like one of those protected areas because like the mud isn't just mud. It's like some fucking. It's like, you know, mud that life stems from and shit.
My experience with swamps are they stink and there's lots of mosquitoes.
Yeah.
They suck.
This mud just, it smelled weird. Like it stank, but like not in a way that like you could identify as anything. It didn't, like, it smelled slightly like rotting meat, but not enough like rotting meat that you could go, oh, it's rotting meat.
Oh, no.
It was just like up around that area, and you're just like, oh, what the fuck is that? And me and my brother were just throwing like, you know, gobs of it at each other because you could kind of. It was really weird, like, because if you picked it, if you grabbed any of it, the water would like fall away from it. So it was kind of like, it was easy to break off into little bits that you could just hurl.
Yeah.
And so me and my brother were throwing it at each other. And then my second cousin's idiot dog Jazz just starts chasing the bits of mud because it's like this fucking purebred and deeply, deeply retarded fucking cattle dog. And it would just like try to herd things, but little bits of paper and shit, like just not in any sensible way, you know. So it starts chasing this mud like it's gonna do something with it, and then it just starts biting the mud, and then it just starts eating the mud. Yes. And so now my brother and I are just kind of like throwing mud in the air to see if the dog will keep eating it. And after a while, like, I think we got to stop feeding the dog mud because it's probably not good for it. And we found that out when we went back to, like, you know, my second cousin's house, and the dog just took a shit on the floor that was just like dog shit and mud, and was like the foulest substance and consistency you have ever fucking seen. And it's funny because, like, my second cousin hadn't really been paying attention to what me and my brother were doing, but, like, could tell by the way we were laughing that, like, we had something to do with it. And so was just annoyed, but, like, you know, couldn't prove anything.
Yeah.
Which is just as well, because he was pretty pissed off, and I didn't want to, like, deal with whatever, you know, possible fucking penalty I could get, particularly when that kind of feces was involved. All right, now the fun part. Letters from the oddballs. I have felt like this, dog by night. Good time of day to you, twisty ones. I have indeed felt like this, and now I will describe how that feeling drove me mad. Do I know what a flea circus is? I do, after the last episode, and one day I may forgive you both for infecting me with cursed knowledge. Have I ever been personally called out by a TV show? Yes, as I worked on one for a bit. With a group of friends in high school, we hosted a quiz show on public access. One of the other hosts and I looked alike, so we joked that we were one person just changing clothes, until both of us appeared on screen at the same time and declared that there were now two people on screen with faces fit for radio. Have I ever had fleas or lice? Yes, many times, as I have dealt with a lot of animals in my life. You will never feel more annoyed than when you pet your favorite goat only to feel fleas hop on over to you to give you a bit of a nibble too. Don't you hate that, Amber, when you're petting your favorite goat? Your favorite goat, no less.
My Highland goat was feeling finey. It ate my shorty.
I don't know what you're doing.
Off
and
my
it's
back
upsetting me.
line. You ever heard my Highland goat?
No.
That's what happens when I have Austrian grandparents, I guess.
All right. Your favorite goat.
Favorite goat? Who doesn't have a favorite goat, you know?
So before I could shower myself clean, I had to treat the goats and the sheep, and then treat my new case. Farming communities are fun. Have I ever been a dog? Now we return to the days of my amped guarding past. What?
What the fuck does that mean?
AMPTGARDING.
Alright, I need to look this up.
I'm not sure. AMPT.
Yeah.
GARDING.
Amped Guard. Oh, okay. It's a worldwide organization dedicated to medieval and fantasy combat sports and recreation.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Back when I and other nerds ran in a forest with sticks beating upon each other, we were doing a quest day and I had always volunteered to be an NPC. I was a werewolf. This meant I tied some fake fur onto my outfit, grabbed 2 swords, and ran after the players, wailing on them alternatively.
They were pubes, weren't they? You glued pubes to your face again.
It was pubes. Pubes again! Wailing on them and alternatively shouting, "Hello, nice to kill you today," and howling like an angry husky. Okay. I have felt like this, from a KeepetClassy fan with no clever names for you. Have you ever been personally called out by a TV show? I'm going to lower the bar a bit for this one to tell a story. I changed school a lot between grade 7th and grade 12th. Each time I moved schools, I tried not to repeat mistakes from previous schools. I figured I could keep shifting school persona until I found out what kind of person I truly wanted to be. In grade 11, to fit in with my only friend group, I went full cholo. That is a big swing. I just was not expecting that.
Fuck.
The fashion, the hand signs, the bad reputation, the amazing rap blasting on CD players. Lots of Cypress Hill, I'm expecting. When you are effectively labeled as a part of a school gang, you just seem to lean into it. The one rule I had, though, was no bullying. Then I made an exception to my one rule. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, you're not ready for this sentence. There was a gingery underclassman named Elmer.
I know an Elmer.
How are other people aware of Elmers? I know one Elmer. It's called Fudd. That's it.
He was South African. Yeah. Anyway.
You can't put Dutch people in the sun. They just go berserk. It's just, swamp Germans can't leave. Elmer spent all his extra time between classes befriending campus security. He'd play the innocent freshman and would earn their trust doing it, which meant he could get away with near murder and campus security would always take his side. He'd shout racial slurs and throw his lunch scraps at us. I feel like this is like Elmer is doing the bullying here. I too would be deeply upset if I were being bullied by a guy called Elmer. I'm just like, look, this is something's amiss here. He'd scream for security and they'd tell us to leave him alone. They always use the same tone you use to scold kids picking on the Down syndrome kid. This pattern repeated until we had enough. I'm not proud to admit that I was involved in jumping this kid and running away to avoid getting caught. We roughed him up a bit before he could scream and ran.
Look, I mean, like, it sounds like he deserved it.
Yeah, coming, fuck him. No one was caught, but several weeks after his return, he somehow found the time and support to make a well-produced anti-bullying school PSA where he proceeded to call out our names, mine included. He then uploaded it to whatever pre-YouTube platform existed at the time. Mind you, this was during the height of the Bush administration. ICE existed back then and prejudice was alive and well. So this video got all of us in a lot of trouble, and even our families into trouble. I changed schools and started over again as best I could. Sorry for the overly long story, I'll keep the last short.
That's not a long story.
Ever had fleas or lice? Yes, I had a friend in grade 7 named Dennis who had the face, hair, and hygiene of someone you would imagine named Dennis. He always smelt like BO and his mouth hung open when he was thinking. I didn't enjoy his company, but he was the only kid in my neighborhood who had a fighting game collection, so I tolerated him for that reason.
I had a friend like that.
FGC!
Yeah.
The feral game community. Dennis was the first nuke for my school's lice outbreak, and I was at ground zero.
Fuck.
Ever been to a flea circus? No, I'm honestly as surprised as you guys that people would hone such a skill. Ever been a dog? No, but then you guys mentioned the phrase puppy girl, and I did some Googling. Real talk, I never go on the internet unless I need something. I don't browse Reddit, I don't watch streams, I have 3 YouTube channels I follow, and you guys are one of them. So a near internet virgin like me learning about puppy girls online was sort of a reminder as to why I don't spend too much time on the internet. Hello, cheese twisty and chicken twisty. It's Rickety Rob again.
Oh, now I want twisties.
Ever had fleas or lice? Go back to your Emu video for details, but yes, the head lice was a one-off from sharing hats at school, something that had occurred due to the no hat, no play policy. A friend of mine had no hat that day and couldn't leave the shaded area to play bull rush. So me being a kind soul, I lent him a spare I had, and the universe decided I should be punished for my generosity, and is now the reason why I don't loan my helmet out at work. For the sake of Gabe's Alzheimer's, I work at a steel mill. Yeah, that's good, because I wouldn't have remembered
How
that.
the fuck are we supposed to remember that?
Although, despite growing up in the sizzling urban-rural rift where the kids spent most of their time outside, none of the maladies that Gabe mentioned were ever an issue. The one lone Aboriginal kid had a grass rash, but apart from that, things were fairly normal at school. As such, I'm of the belief that this was something peculiar to the socioeconomic condition of Gabe's upbringing, the world where kids fight with poo in Kmart dressing rooms. I mean, yeah, I did. That's something I did mention with mine. It was a feral school of like... It looked like Alien 3 every time lice went through.
Ugh.
I know. Do you know what a flea circus is? Boring answer, but SBS had this as a segment as part of a large documentary on fleas that also brought up how Sydney, as well as North Queensland, Adelaide and Melbourne, had recurring bouts of bubonic plague between 1900 and 1910. Yet another bit of esoterica that channel somehow lodged in my brain, like how the paint warriors of pre-Roman Britannia slathered themselves was made with woad and semen, among other things.
Ew.
Yeah, cum. Big buckets of cum. How else do you make sticky liquid? You just don't. It's all cum.
It's all cum.
Have you ever been a dog? So back when I was younger, all right, and did delivery work for Domino's, all right. Incidentally, I can't stomach any more of the products, no more. They're that shite. Customers, thinking they're funny, would put in the delivery comments crap such as jump on one leg for a tip. Some demeaning bullshit that they thought they could make an underpaid teenager do because they dangled $1. One time I had some cunt racket ask for a delivery driver to bark like a dog, and I was the driver who drew that shithill's bag of shit on a shingle. After I'd handed them their stuff, they said, "Hey, aren't you going to bark like a dog?" whilst waving a $5 note. I told them to bugger off and walk back to the car. I was thoroughly jaded with the job by this point and didn't care if telling some dipshit off got me fired. There was one rare person who I had humor. They asked for a drawing of something relatively basic on one of the boxes. That had a degree of skill to it and wasn't humiliating in any way, shape, or form, which I could respect. Compare and contrast him with the fuckknuckle who'd ask for some complex art piece for far less money. I should make this abundantly clear. This was in Australia, not the United States of fuck-ups whose labour laws are written on shit tickets, but the country that prides itself on illusory notions of fair go and egalitarianism.
Look, we asked if you were a dog. We didn't ask you a life story about not being a dog.
Okay, that didn't involve being an actual dog, but may as well have been as degrading. Probably doesn't quite compare to the girl who delivered to the local Houso estate and was greeted by someone in a gimp outfit who asked her if she wanted to join in.
Oh.
She was subsequently scared off delivery work forever and stayed in store.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
But some of the other assorted jerks, but fuck that prick with a rusty fork. That's enough for this time, see you on the flip side.
Bye.
Yeah, the gimp outfit would be like a...
Don't worry, the gimp is chained up.
I still remember, like, you know, there were a few around that early 90s period, you know, of like fucking Silence of the Lambs and shit, and then like fucking Pulp Fiction, where it's just like, I remember looking at the gimp and just being like, how do you wind up with that as a job? You know, like, how does that happen to a person where you now live in like a box? You know?
The desire to be submissive like overcomes everything else, I guess.
Just he lives in a box.
Yeah.
Well, does he get to go home sometimes?
nice
I mean,
box?
whenever, yeah, like, because I mean, probably
Does he have a TV in the box?
Probably not.
No.
I mean, is he just always coming in the box? Is that like just that's the fucking allure? Is like, oh fuck yeah, I get to put on the gimp outfit and just come in a box for like.
Yes. He's like Pinhead if Pinhead was coming instead of Soul and like finding his cube.
I mean, Pinhead is sort of coming, but like it's like some weird brain coming that like you know normal people can't like fucking experience.
Fucking, I still love when they banned that line from like they removed that line from DVD because it was just everyone would fucking make fun of it because like you found the box, I came, just every.
Hell yeah. I just thought I had another email, but it's actually an ad, and it's just...
Is it for KFC?
The subject says Asian feels.
Asian feels?
That's it, yeah.
I see.
All one word, but Asian and feels are capitalized. I'm not
Intriguing.
clicking on that
No.
Yahoo Mail. So remember, if you want to get your sad little stories read out, that is, I have felt like this, all lowercase, all one word, at yahoo.com. I have felt like this at yahoo.com. And the questions for this one are, ever met any TV stars? If you had to get sucked into a TV show, which one? Ever had any seriously faulty electronics? And ever been to a swamp? So remember, send your answers to I have felt like this at yahoo.com, and we'll read them out and make fun of you. And the sad way in which you live. But after a fairly long stretch of
Please don't
us,
tell anybody how I live.
us exploring how we've lived. Ooh, you're drinking blue.
It's Maximus.
His piss.
Have you had Maximus?
It just looks like blue Gatorade.
It essentially, it's like home brand Gatorade, and it's amazing.
I mean, it's blue. And I trust
very
blue,
blue.
because blue was the only one that could help my really bad hangovers. Like, and it had to be Powerade. I found blue Gatorade was a bit sweet. Blue Powerade was just like this. I'd just like hold it and be like, this is what's
Powerade is amazing.
keeping me fucking here.
This is like Giga Powerade. I don't know. It's just it's good.
I probably need stuff like that. 'Cause
It's
I
also
do.
really fucking cheap. Because like at Woolworths, it's like $2 something for a bottle,
Really?
and it's a liter.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look for that
Yeah,
when I get
yeah.
home.
Maximus
Because like I need shit with electrolytes in it because I have to drink like 4 liters of water before.
They've got amazing flavors. They've got a blue, they've got a red, and they've got like an orange, and a lime, and they're all top notch, and they're super good if you freeze them because they like if you leave it out for like 5 hours, it defrosts into this beautiful like slush of. And it's really cold and nice.
I'm not a big fan of slushes, but I like the idea of $2 for a bunch of electrolytes.
Actually, in servos, they have them in a frozen fridge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they like they're meant to be frozen. It's good.
Well, I'd be goddamned.
Yeah.
Look at that. Slush.
Yeah.
All right, so Maximus, send us free shit.
Oh God, I wish, please. I'll do terrible things for a Maximus.
Yeah, I mean, don't
I'll kill a man.
Don't you want to be mentioned in the same episode as Bronson going to Epstein's Island? Isn't that doing wonders for your brand? I've had mange. Amber's some kind of trans puppy girl. Yeah. Hitch yourself to this wagon. It's nothing but success. Well, I've been Gabriel Twist. You can find me at like Gabriel on God at Blue Sky.
I have been Amber Twist. You can find me on the internet somewhere. It's just like a treasure hunt.
It's just the puppy girl website.
I'm
apparently.
in Blue Sky.
All right. Until then, goodbye.
Good night.